Oh, hey Kawhi, how's it going? He's trying to get out on a thank you and name drops while still being a memer. Yeah, no, like there's a lot of people to thank, and it's good. Like he's trying to make sure he covers everybody because there's a lot of people that help along the road, even at the tournament. Like in between games, I just hear him on the like chatting on Skype, just um, trying to make sure he's got the bands correct, the play order correct. All those things require a lot of discussion. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. Alright. That was embarrassing. That was so embarrassing to lose to Malagos Rogue. Malagos Rogue is so bad right now. Lock wasn't broadcast, it feels bad, man. Yeah, I dropped to lower bracket, so I didn't play against I dropped pretty early on, so I didn't get to play against like very famous players, which would get broadcasted. I'll take the card draw because it's not obvious from our hand how we draw more cards. There's no Acolyte in here. Like we have Slam. Dude's face when Yogg summons all those 1-1s with Death Rattle. But honestly, he has the right idea, right? I think players sometimes forget that Blizzard's trying to make Hearthstone a spectator sport, or trying to make it esport. If you want to make it esport, you gotta cater to viewers. And recently I was contacted by a team, and then they were discussing this kind of trend where people aren't watching tournaments as much as they used to. And let's do this. I guess I should have tapped first, but just like the viewership for tournaments has been going down, and I'm not really sure why the trend is. Like, do people just care less about tournaments, or production? I mean, production quality has been going up, I think, like overall. So what is the reason that viewership has been dropping? But anyways. Join a team? No, I'm not gonna join a team. How long are you planning on streaming? Probably a few hours. Hearthstone tournaments or tournaments in general? I think specifically Hearthstone tournaments, like Hearthstone as an esport. One of the quoted metrics was like look at RDU. And RDU recently, was it DreamHack or something that he won? His stream did not benefit at all. It actually, his viewership like dropped in half after that tournament, even though he won. So it's just like some discussion about how it doesn't even make sense to play in these tournaments. Okay, so I'm still looking for Worgen. Okay, there's Worgen. Do these decks even run heal? I feel like everyone's been cutting Earthens. We'll see. He has coins, so if he happens to have Malagos and both Sinister Strikes in hand, he You could do that. But I'm just not sure if these decks run Earthen anymore. Especially, I forgot, did he have Barnes from last game? I think he had Barnes, so if you fit in Barnes, you even have room for Earthen. Because Earthen is such a low impact card in general. Usually that 3 health does not make a difference. Nice, because I just woke up. Can I go make some breakfast and come back? Yeah, sure, Emporius. Take your time. What do you think about the Arcane Giant OTK? I think it's fine, but I think the Worgen one still just has more burst potential than the Arcane Giant, and you don't have to fit in crappy cards like Shield Block. Like overall, I think Arcane Giant is fun. It's fun to use a new card. I just don't like the fact that you have to use Shield Block in a deck that doesn't run Shield Slam, because I really hate Shield Block as a card. But the thing is, if you want to run Arcane Giant, you need to run enough spells, and there's only so many spells that are usable in Warrior. So yeah, unless you want to use stuff like Cleave, you're gonna run Shield Block. Well, a lot of good players focus more on streaming because that is more consistent. Yeah, it's also like if you want to try to win a open, it's pretty tough. Especially nowadays with the format that it is, with the cards that are out there, it's hard to have win rates that are in the 80% range, right? That's basically unheard of, that people have 80% win rate, and that's kind of the consistency that you need to make it a living of just being a tournament player. If it's like 60%, and then you have to get through all these players, it's pretty hard to win. To get to a point where you actually get enough money from the tournament to make it justifiable, and then on top of that, if your stream is not even benefiting from you going to these tournaments, it doesn't really make sense as a living, especially if that's your livelihood. So, for example, someone like Asmodai, he streams full time. That's his job, right? So for him to take time off from streaming to attend a tournament, it has to make sense. Like, people would love to see Asmo in tournaments, but if he loses a lot of subs because he's gone, because people don't, I mean, there are people who will sub and they want to see their benefits, right? If they feel like the streamer's not streaming enough, then they'll unsub. That's not everybody. There's people who will sub to people no matter what, right? So appreciate both kinds of subs. Using the slam is overkill here, even though I want to cycle. I think I just have to do this. Just like a weak turn, but slam is going to come in handy. Like, the 2 damage is going to matter. Clear off the second Winker, for example. Let's climb out dumpster. Starts at 300, now 700. Oh, we did get a bit unlucky on some of them games. With the Alec being a card, we are pigeonholed into not having the best win rate no matter what the skill gap is between you and a random X player. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna change it though. Like, how... Especially it's one of the old god cards. I don't know. Like, how... The question is, how would you nerf it? Right, this is totally weak to Flame Strike. But we're hoping that these versions don't run Flame Strike anymore, they just run the Portal, the 7-mana Portal card. Morgan, Iker. So next turn, if he's playing Rag, then I guess he'll play that. I'm just gonna go face. I think I saved the spells though. Because let's say he's expecting the charge OTK to come. Then he's gonna play his Mirror Image, right? So to clear off Mirror Image, you need 2 spells. And you need 1 spell to trigger the execute. So there's a Mirror Image. There's a second Mirror Image. So, good thing we didn't use Iker here, right? I think we're executing the... Or we could get more card drop by Ikering the Acolyte. Does that make sense? No, the Acolyte's guaranteeing us 2 cards anyways. So we Iker this guy if we're gonna execute the... If we wanna just make sure we kill the Winker. Winkers represents 2 spell power damage, whereas this guy only represents 1 spell power damage. And he just wasted all his mirror images. Look at that. Look at all these go to waste. Oh wow. It's good we didn't... It's good we didn't let this die then. Personally, I would just delete that card. You can't delete Yogg. Have you tried the Cthulhu Cycle deck without double Pyro? What do you mean? The Cthulhu Cycle deck does run double Pyro. That's how they cycle. Oops. Oops, I missed damage. That's bad, man. Like, deleting it so it doesn't make the deck unplayable. Life Coach play token without the deck. Tempo Mage is fine without it in the deck. Just a meme card? Yeah, sure. No, I understand there's no need for it in competitive Hearthstone, but I don't think they meant for it to be that way. They meant for it to be just a fun card. Kind of like Major Domo. They meant for it to be... I feel like it meant for it to be on the level of Major Domo. Hey, Katsu, by the way. Actually, this is fine. Axe and Slam for dealing with minions. No Mish for card draw. It's probably a bit slow against Dragon Warrior. But honestly, I haven't seen very many Dragon Warriors. Been a lot of different... Well, this is the first Dragon Warrior. But they've been a lot of different versions. Combo, Patron. Honestly, I think people are somehow starting to realize that Dragon Warrior is boring as hell. Dragon Warrior is one of those matchups where you kind of wish you were a patron version. What's your favorite legendary? Probably Emperor. Emperor is really awesome card. Probably only combo players like the card though. Ravaging Ghoul or Nomish. I think Ravaging Ghoul is fine. Save the coin. Coin's another trigger for Pyro. So then play Nomish. He gets a free hit here. If he plays Quokron, maybe I have to do the Nomish Slam. Or he doesn't have 4-drop. Oh, okay. Pretty amazing that he didn't have 4-drop. Okay. It's not his turn 6 yet, so we don't have to worry about the Draconid Crusher. And we have some cycle. We have Battle Rage, we have Slam, we have the Pyro to trigger the Battle Rage. Then it's about getting to lethal quickly enough. So that's 7 damage. Okay. So I think the play here is we Icar this, and we just start going face. We have 2 turns to kill him, basically. Maybe not even that. Maybe not even that much. Depends on how many of the other chargers he has. But basically, turn 8, he's gonna be able to have Grom. So we're gonna have to find an execute play next turn to clear the board, and then at the same time, so we have to clear the board. Probably needs execute to do that, and then we need to draw into charge. Is this a free-to-play deck? Yeah, it's a free-to-play. Yeah. Corcoran. I'm pretty sure the most he can do next turn, unless he has the second axe and the second Corcoran, the most that he can do is 4 damage. So we're only going to play around 4 damage. Which means we're not going to armor up here. And so we slam this. And this has to trade in. And then we have to battle rage because we have to find the charge. So there's charge. Still 1 damage off, huh? If he armors up. Or if he doesn't armor up, we're still 1 damage off because we only have Worgen, Task, and Charge. We need one of the inner rages. But we have a way to deal with the big minion because we have to execute. Slam. Looks like we have to do the slam. We're still looking for axe. Axe would work too. Just something to... Okay, inner rage, that's nice. Okay. So now we got the combo wombo. If he has Grom... Oh, Grom's... I mean, he needs Grom Activator, but very few are running... Especially if they're running his first mate, they're not running Inner Rage. So he's not going to have Activator for Grom. If it's Rag, then I probably want to put 2 things on board. So I'll do this and coin out the Execute. Since I don't need the coin anymore, I have enough mana next turn to play all this. So this makes the Rag shot only 33%. And then plus... if one of these survives, it deals the extra damage needed to overcome this armor up. And there we go. We set up lethal. PogChamp. Like, look at how much more thinking we had to do compared to Dragon Warrior. How much thought process do you think he had to put into his plays? And how much did I have to put into my plays to win the game? You like Bran? I don't think Bran's high enough impact for me to like Bran. Oh yeah, I like Draxus too. Draxus is awesome. But thinking is hard, Kappa. Same guy. So he knows what deck we're playing now. We have a decent start with loot though. Double loot. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't have N'Zoth first mate on turn 1 again. They only run 1 copy. He kept 2 cards, so probably one is Finley, one's Axe, or the N'Zoth first mate. So that feels bad. Please don't have the 1-drop. I'm fine with you having Axe, just don't have the 1-drop. Okay. That's fine. you like Cho confuses people. Sounds like Lower Wakatro. What do you think about Arcane Giant and Worgen in your patron deck? No, there's not enough spells. If you can't just cram in Arcane Giants into any deck. You have to make sure there's enough spells to make it cost 0 in a reasonable amount of time. I kind of like to do this just because I can develop 2 minions rather than using Ravaging Ghoul there, and I can cycle the loot. It's just more efficient use of mana. Ravaging Ghoul is off curve for him, and it doesn't even clear off the Taskmaster. Okay, so now we can get Battle Rage if we want to. Or later on. I guess I have to use... Oh, now I have Icar. I was thinking I have to just Axe and Ravaging Ghoul. But I think I saved Icar to trigger with the Pyro. So we'll just do this and then develop the 3/3 body here. His best play is probably Corruptor this, but we still get Battle Rage value on this guy. And then I can Battle Rage Icar the Corruptor hit. Or just execute it. Let's see. If I don't want to take the damage. We have 2 executes now. This is a bit awkward. Because I just have all spells and no card draw. I think I used 1 execute here. So then the axe damage can still go face. I missed previous words where when Henlock could out-fatigue Warrior and Priest. Yep. Oh, so good he doesn't have Ravaging Ghoul here. Oh, this is so bad. Okay, I guess I'm developing Tempo Pyro. Come on, Acolyte. All the things lower on our list. Acolyte, Worgen, Ravaging Ghoul, Gnomish, Corcoran, all of those have been fine. Curse Blade. Okay. Lights Justice. So then we have to do this. We have to cycle. No way around that. Got the charge. Still need Worgen. I'm pretty sure I have to save Task though. Task has to be safe with save for Worgen. And which means I'm not going to use Tasks to activate Execute, so Execute's going to be a dead card. Even though we know it's his turn 8, so he's going to play Ragged Grom, but we just have to, we're at 29, so we can tank that damage for a little while. Or he just has really weak cards. That's good. Okay, so we Corcoran his face, and then he's in lethal range. Yeah, not quite enough mana yet, so we just Corcoran his face. And then we have 23 damage next turn. Seems good. Toingeran, yes, Cake. Toingeran. Hey Raphael, good to see you. Brand's too probably impacting Cthulhu. Well, yeah, sure. But like as a general card, Emperor can be put in many cards. Brand is only useful in a limited number of decks, right? Dun, dun, dun. He's probably wondering why we're so consistent in drawing Worgen charge. He probably thinks we're really lucky, but it's because we run 2 copies of it. And we only have 10 cards left. We drew through, a decent number of cards just to get that. It's kind of like Druid. Druid only has 10 cards left. Probably they had Force of Nature Saboteur back in the old day. Nowadays they don't have it. GG. GG Dragon Warrior. Just waiting a little bit. I don't. It's you still have a more of an advantage if you queue into somebody who hasn't just seen your deck right then, because then they have to guess a little bit about what warrior deck you're playing. Although, if they recognize my name, they'll probably just automatically think, all right, there's gonna be a Worgen in this deck. One way or another. Could be patrons, could be no patrons, but there's probably a Worgen. Also, I need to get a new chair at some point. This one's so squeaky. I apologize for that, because the mic is really sensitive, so it picks up all the noise. Magni! You played that last guy twice. Yeah, I know. That's why I waited a little bit, so it doesn't happen again. Because I guess there's only 2 people playing on Asia right now. Oh, and I can't read this. I know that 真好玩. 真巧 something 真好玩. Somebody translate for me. Loot Hoarder and Ravaging Ghoul. Seems fine. This is a pretty interesting OTK variant. Did you come up with this? Yeah, I come up with pretty much every deck I play on my stream. I mean, all these are Raynet's decks. Raynet invented Hearthstone. Congrats, Dr. Locke, on your run in the summer qualifier. I was rooting for you. Thank you, Grumpy Kitten. Yeah, I was really happy to see the support. A lot of people were following the brackets and stuff, so thanks, guys. Oh, this guy's a tap machine. I mean, this probably is patron. So it's only a matter of time before everybody gets in here. He doesn't have coin though, so turn 6 is the earliest if he has. Oh, what? Okay, never mind. This had a really bad start, I guess. Okay, execute's nice. If he trades in here though, it's gonna be low enough health that I shouldn't use execute on that. I might have to use it on this guy. Oh, never mind. I guess we're executing this guy. Slam. Icker. Well, I can go for the board clear and cycle cards. And then I don't have to use execute. Seems okay. If I use execute. Yeah. Yeah. It feels a little bit like how Paladin does the whole pyro equality and plays Solemn Vigil right after. That's what that play feels like. Will we play the patron version later? Yeah, sure. Although we could probably do it on a different server. I mean, I'm fine doing the patron and Arcane Giant one too. Definitely up for that. Okay. I wish I had Icar, because then I could do Icar execute and still play the Corcoran.
Or since I'm at 29, I just don't give a crap and just go face. Face the race. I guess one other option is Ravaging Ghoul Execute. But then, what do I do with the remaining 2 mana? Cycle Battle Rage for 1? That seems pretty bad. Especially when I don't have the charge yet. Because, Okay, well thanks for damaging your dude. Namish. Namish, execute Finley. Let's Namish first, see what we get. Okay, so this is gonna get executed no matter what. I think we do develop Finley. Ping is better out of all these. And then... do I need the token from Icar? So I'm getting rid of 2 damage, or I'm generating 2 damage. But is that really generating 2 damage when he just trades into this? Yeah, I think we just get rid of it. Without using up our inner rages. So we save inner rages for the Worgen. So then we could do, whenever we get charged, we have 20. Usually at 22. There might be a big boy come down here. Pretty big boy. We have to execute for this big boy. We got the charge. So we're 1 off lethal. 1 off lethal. So we execute the big boy. Yeah, so that's 23. I could have pinged face instead to just guarantee that we have lethal, but okay. I was a little bit afraid it was the second Twilight Guardian, but his chances are pretty low that he has it. The second one after you played 1. There's 25% chance that both of them are in the top half. Another Dragon Warrior Resident Sleeper. I really like this stream. You are far more polite than some of the other streamers, and your decks are far more interesting as well. Hope you continue to get more viewers. Thanks, Kenny. It's okay if I just call you Kenny, because I don't know what HON stands for. Yeah, appreciate that. I try to keep that in mind too. It's more about what the deck choices that I play, because sometimes I'll get requests like, why don't you play so and so's deck? Play Neville's deck. Play Semfglass was playing this deck. Reynad was playing this deck. And then I'm just like, well, why don't you just watch them play that deck? I'm not gonna. They're good players too. It's not like I'm gonna play better than they are at that deck. So yeah, try to provide some different takes on decks. 你那边现在是几点啊? Hey, I can actually read it. Learning Chinese with Locke. Wall Pyro, okay. Okay, we got a card draw. We're going first. Our goal is to bait him at some point before turn 8 to use up the coin. He might just coin out the hungry, or what's it called? Big bad wolf. He might just do that. Looks like a hybrid or a face hunter. I haven't seen that many hybrid lists these days because I think it's fallen out of favor. So it's probably a face hunter with running the big bad wolf. Well, we've got to promote him so more people know about him. Thanks, Gabrielle. Yes, a lot of this stuff is word of mouth. If you guys like the stream and you want to just share with your friends, you speak Chinese so well. Thanks, Gabe. There's a thought, learn Hearthstone and Chinese. I'll do Gnomish instead of Korkron, because abuse. Well, it's kind of weird. He should have abusive into it, but just Korkron's weak to abusive. Although if I knew he wasn't gonna, if he's gonna play this, I could have gotten a lot more pressure with Korkron. I'm really tempted to just do Ravaging Ghoul, Execute, but we could be greedy too and just do Ravaging Ghoul plus Battle Rage. We have Worgen Charge already. You know what? Since we have the combo, it's probably not important to cycle anymore. I think it's actually more important for the board to stick and we Korkron his face to put him to lethal range in 2 turns. There's a high main, right? But we don't give a shit about that. The only time we give a shit about high main is if he plays Houndmaster, and we don't want to execute it until he plays Houndmaster, because executing early is not, it reduces 2 damage, it's from 6 down to 4 attack, so it's not even that good. Oh, play the Houndmaster. Play the Houndmaster. Do it. Play it. Thanks, bro. Thanks, broski. He's greedy and goes face. He's gonna get so punished by that. Actually, I think we were at. So, do we already have lethal? Because we just have to do this execute and then just face the price, right? Plus he's a doctor. Don't ask me any medical questions.